Hey gang, welcome to another devlog. I just wanted to jump in, give a little update on what I did this week, because I think a lot of good progress has been made with Memory Match Mayhem, so we can just jump into it. Um, Not much, I guess, within the game has changed. It functions the exact same, but I would say the quality has improved since last week. So we'll just run in, jump in, and see what's going on. First off, you can see the um, the window is scaling now on both sides, which is great for debugging and whatnot. And you'll see within the game too that this is the same case. So we'll jump in. And I don't believe there's a few bugs right now with the tables and matchmaking. So that's going to be addressed, but just to prevent those, I just dropped the table real quick, or truncated the table real quick. So let's just start by making a deck for each of the players. Keep it pretty simple. We'll do the top four for player one, and do the bottom, the second row for player two. So we can jump in, start a matchmaking, and once again, this screen is scaled. Looks a lot nicer than chopping off the score or the exit button. So we can see first off that both sides, the animations are playing, which is really nice. How I achieved this is instead of sending a request and then receiving a response from an HTTP API request, in the back end, I started to implement WebSockets, which someone recommended to me, and it's worked wonderfully. So WebSockets basically HTTP requests. You send something, it checks it, it sends a response back. And it can only do that with one person, and it's going back and forth between that one person, which is good for maybe more heavy requests, but WebSockets are a lot better for smaller requests, which is exactly what we're working with here in a game like this. You know, just a small action like flipping a card or trying to see if a card matches, and WebSockets handle that a lot better. Initially, I was running into some issues with the WebSocket because I didn't really understand what was going on. For several hours, I was having issues where I would send a response to the WebSocket and it would send it back. And that's exactly what I wanted. But it wouldn't update on the second person. So I had no idea what was going on. I'd send it here on the first person, but the second client wouldn't update at all. Eventually, I figured out you have to configure your WebSocket to. The way I did it is I set up rooms. Each room is connected to a WebSocket. So any input that goes to that room gets spit out to both of the rooms that it's connected to. So now we can see that both actions are performing on the same side, and you can see a little unflip animation on both of the clients as well, which is pretty neat. So we can go through, oh, and yes, the turn has worked too. Player one can't interact at all. Then we go over to player two, and they're able to flip and go back and forth, which is great. And it's in real time. You can see that it's updating the same time for both players, and that's because the WebSocket's sending to each of the clients that's in the room at the exact same time. Super neat. We can go through, see if we can find a match. Perfect. And look at that, another animation, and it removes it from the board. Initially, in the first iteration, I kept it on the board. I'm removing it from the board now because of some gameplay I want to do later, and I'll get into that more with some ideas of where I want to be at the end of this. So we can go, actually, and another thing, when you get a match, you get another turn. So there we go. And the players can go back and forth. And you can see that the scoreboard is updating on both sides as well. So basically, the game is working exactly as intended right now for a simple two-player memory match game. Players can go back and forth, matching, getting points, seeing who wins, and whatnot. So really cool that this game is working as intended now. And I can't press it up there because the recording's blocking it, but the players can leave as well. So yeah, pretty neat. So there's not a lot to update on this video other than just it looks better. But there's a lot of gameplay mechanics I'd like to implement later to make it MMM, Memory Match Mayhem, more than just Memory Match. Some of these gameplay features, we can look at the deck and see, we got all these different cards. What was the inspiration behind these cards? Some of them just fun little characters I wanted to draw, but other ones, you got this. What's a good example? You got this guy with forearms. What's the reason behind that? Well, I think it'd be really cool if, as players are matching cards, they get specific cards like this one. I like to call it extra limbs. If they get this card, they can use an action for their turn, and instead of just matching normally, they get to perform this action. For instance, this action would let a player flip 4 cards in a turn instead of just 2, potentially even getting 2 matches and increasing their score twice as much. Mirror, this one would mirror an action, so you could, if you had this, you could mirror this one and then play it twice. Kind of neat. I don't think any other ones. I mostly just drew character cards. I want to separate it between characters and actions. Both of these would be something you add into your deck, but the actions would spice up the game a little bit. And it'd be really cool because players would be able to customize their own decks with players, with characters and actions, and compare within the game to see, what they like best for their deck. Just kind of a little neat deck customizer / battle game for Memory Match that I'm working on right now. So, like I said before, feedback is appreciated, but I just wanted to hop on and show my progress this week because I'm pretty proud of it. So let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you next time.